Okay, this is cause numbers 22-39100 and 22-39101. Are you Leticia Tibo? And Ms. Tibo is currently on probation for failure to comply with sex offender registration in each of these cases. I looked this up. I think there may be, and Ms. Simon's here, this update report says 2 10-year adjudicated probations, but it was a 2-year term.
It was 2 over 5.
2 TDC over 5, correct?
Excuse me, sorry, that was an error.
Okay, just making sure. And so Ms. Tibo was previously here, entered pleas of true to counts 2 and 4 in the motion to revoke probation. And I've received the updated pre-sentence report. Have you all received that updated report?
State has to.
Any additions or corrections to that other than the one that I already made?
None from the state. Nothing but that.
And there was no agreement. Is there any evidence with regard to the other counts, Mr. Hoffpower?
Any new failed to register?
No. I don't know. She pled true to counts 2 and 4, so there's obviously some other counts. Do you have any witnesses or evidence with regard to those other counts?
We're going to full abandon those counts. We'll just proceed on 2 and 4.
Okay.
Other than I call my probation officer. I like her opinion.
Okay, so I guess there was an arrest in
It's in Florida.
Palatka, Florida. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, so count 1. Why don't you have any evidence with regard to count 1 if your probation officer's here?
Sure, we can call it. I'm sorry. Apologize, Your Honor.
Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You may proceed.
Ms. would you please take the name from the record, please?
Sarah Simon.
I'm assuming are you the probation officer assigned to Ms. Tibo?
I am.
Okay, and how long have you been first supervision officer?
Year and a half.
Okay, and throughout the time that you've been a probation officer, has you complied with the terms of her condition?
Things get worse fast. The probation officer reveals Leticia was arrested in Florida without permission to even leave Texas. The judge's face says it all. The courtroom goes silent as they confirm she was picked up in Palatka, Florida for obstruction by disguise. Leaving the state while on probation, that's not just a mistake. That's running from responsibility. But what do you think? Could she have had a reason, or was she just trying to escape the law?
State and be in Florida.
She did not.
Okay, she wasn't allowed.
She was not allowed.
Is she allowed through her reporting as a sex offender to move or go to another state and have no probation? Is she allowed to leave the state?
No, without.
She pled true to that.
Okay.
Count 1 is that she has not reported since January 27th of 2025.
Is that true, ma'am? Is
That is true.
she intermittently or she is fully not? She's been called absconder.
She is absconded.
Okay, since that day.
Yes. Or 90 days after that comes in January, she became absconded.
She went to absconder. Okay, and since she reported since the time on which she was arrested.
She has not reported
Have you spoken to her at the jail?
at the hearing.
Okay. All right, did she give a reason for why she had reported?
She did not.
At this time, I'll pass it on to you.
Okay, I also would like to know, Ms. Simon, were you able to confirm in any way the arrest? Obviously, she's going to say she didn't do it, and that's okay, but if she was actually just, whether an arrest happened in Florida?
Yes, I did obtain an arrest report from Florida.
PC, okay. But do you have a probable cause or you have a full offense?
The full officer.
Okay, for what crime was she arrested for?
There's 2, I think one was petite theft and then obstruction by disguise first.
Okay. Was it all the same incident?
Yes.
And what date did that occur, according to the law?
June 29th, 2025.
And were both those committed?
Objection as far as committed, Your Honor. I don't object to her listing evidence as far as an arrest.
An
As far
arrest.
as the actual commission, it would violate the right to front cross.
Did the allegation occur?
Yeah, the arrest.
The arrest occurred while she was on probation.
Kelly, this just did something again.
Case.
Correct.
And those haven't been resolved here, you're not.
Not to my knowledge.
Can I proceed now?
Yes.
She initially failed to report in January, is that right, of 2025?
That was the last face-to-face contact I had.
January 2025. Then arrest, June 29th of 2025.
Yes.
So February, March, April, May, June, 5 failures to report. And she went into absconder status March of 2025?
It'd be April.
April.
Like 90 days after.
90, so April 2025, she became an absconder. 2 months after that, she was arrested in Florida, is that right?
Right.
So you were aware she was in Florida, which state, when were you made aware that she was in custody in
I
Florida?
received a phone call from somebody that let me know that she was arrested and in jail in Florida. And then that's when I received this arrest report.
So when did there was an MTRP entered into NCIC, I guess, after April? Was there an MTRP, and that's why Florida advised you there was an active warrant for her then?
There was an active warrant for the interim. She was arrested for the,
Right, and that warrant popped up in June in Florida.
correct.
So from June 29th to today, she's been in custody, is that right? So
I
she
didn't try to
couldn't
open
report.
it.
The probation officer admits Leticia sometimes reported inconsistently, but when she did, she was often late, unreliable, and made little progress despite being on probation since 2022. You can hear the frustration in the officer's voice. Years of chances wasted. Even when given support and mental health options, Leticia never followed through. Do you think some people just can't be helped? Or should the system keep trying?
Reported, you say inconsistently, but that means she has reported some, correct?
Correct.
During the times that she has reported, have you been able to interact with her appropriately? She maintain proper demeanor, that type of thing?
She was, yes, but she was consistently late. I had to reschedule her several different times to get her out of the office.
Have you had any other difficulties with her as far as just maybe perhaps being late or scheduling, as far as your actual interactions with her? Does she maintain appropriate demeanor, acted appropriately with you?
Yes.
Would you object to continuing the supervision?
I would.
Why is that?
My personal opinion, I don't think it's too close. She's her probation as a priority. She has been on probation, I think, since 2022 and has made no progress in regards to her fees. She did some community service, and that's about it.
When you say progress, how do you measure progress on probation?
Satisfying her court order conditions.
And how has she fallen short other than the reporting and fees and community service?
And she committed.
So is this correct in the, hold on a second, hold on. Is in the updated report, it states that since she was granted supervision, has reported 6 times for scheduled office visits. Is that a correct number? Okay. 6 times since 2022.
I have another question, Your Honor.
Let's let Mr. Kimler finish.
If she were to be extended, which the court has the power to do, I mean, you would continue to supervise her, right? Or would you have a problem with supervising her for court?
I would work with her this.
See any indication of the need for some type of mental health referral or anything of that nature? I mean, I understand she's only reported 6 times, as the judge indicated. You see any kind of programs or other things that probation could do for her to maybe perhaps to get her on the right track?
I think the only other option would be the cognitive job bias.
Pass witness.
Your Honor, is this the first time that we've been here on these 2 cases for a motion to remove? There was another time back in 2024 in which we had a hearing similar to this, not me, especially as the attorney, but she was brought in on a motion to remove, and her probation was amended, and she was given 30 days in JCC, and she was continued, and she was added to the mental health case. Right.
The high medium risk case, but she didn't report enough to be transferred over to the high medium risk case.
So this is not even the first time that we've been here on this on similar allegations. That was a year here in 2024, we did the same deal. Is that correct?
I might follow up on that. I believe in the previous HURP, she had a motion, again, a motion to revoke. She had federal charges, is that right?
Correct.
The NTRP was filed after she received the federal charges,
I believe so, yes.
and she was housed in the cell unit. Were you supervising her then?
No, it's not.
Do you know if the detainer was placed on her for that NTRP while she was in federal custody?
I did not.
Did she actually do federal time while she was on probation for this case?
That is why the NTOB was dismissed.
So she received, I think, about a year sentence in federal court for misprision of felony. Is that consistent with what she did?
1 year federal probation.
Prison, she was locked up, right?
Plus she got probation.
She had 1 year federal probation.
Then comes the bombshell. This isn't Leticia's first violation. Back in 2024, she faced another revocation hearing, spent 30 days in jail, and was placed on a mental health case. But still didn't improve. She even had federal probation overlapping with her local one, and barely held that it's another chance, another failure. At this point, what would you do if you were the judge? Keep her on probation, or finally send her to prison?
According to Ms. Tibo, she successfully completed her federal probation.
And that was at the same time that she was on probation with Jefferson County.
Correct.
Was she reporting to you during that time period as well? What was her reporting record to Jefferson County during that period? I guess it was probably back in 2024.
Well, she's reported 6 whole times so obviously it wasn't great even when it was then.
Right. But she was being supervised at least during that period federally and was able to successfully complete that probation, correct? Does that indicate to you that perhaps she could successfully complete Jefferson County probation if she's sufficiently motivated?
She has the ability to, but whether or not she has the motivation or the want to do so.
I'd pass one, John.
All right, any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Simon. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
I would defer to Ms. Tibo, Your Honor. She wanted to address the court. I think she has written to the court, and that letter's incorporated in the PSI.
I received it and read it. Anything else?
No, I mean, I did fail to report it. Sometimes I was hard with scheduling, but a lot of it had to do with my mother being sick, and I brought my mother sick to her office with me multiple times because I wasn't able to just stay with where she was at. I brought her when I could. I mean, she's passed now, but at that time frame after.
But I mean, we're talking about since 2022.
I was in
Or
a
20
federal facility for a year and a day.
Okay. All right, so here's the thing. I'm not even sure where this agreement came from and why I accepted it in the first place, because giving somebody the minimum of 2 on a probation, so I have really nothing to do hardly on this. But Ms. Tibo, I mean, you've been given every opportunity over the last 4 or 5 years to do everything you're supposed to on this probation, and you've refused to do that. You flat out refused, and everybody, we all have different issues that go along with parents and family members and things that go wrong. And instead of, I mean, it looks like, I think one of the things that concerns me the most is that you called June 2nd asking why the police went to your home. June 2nd you called. And so your probation officer said there's a warrant because of your violations on June 2nd. Then you went to Florida and got arrested for 2 new offenses without registering, without obviously telling anybody where you are and the type of probation you're on, the offense that you're on probation for. That's probably the number one thing that you should do. So fleeing the state when you know that there is a warrant for your arrest gives me no reason to leave you on probation. Unfortunately, I think for me and for the community, the most I can do is 2 years, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find, based on the evidence today, that counts 1 and 3 are true. So I'm going to find you entered your pleas of true to 2 and 4 freely and voluntarily, find all 4 counts true. Find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and cause number 2239100, revoke your probation, sentence you to a term of 2 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You do receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. in cause number 2239101, also find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and at this time revoke your probation, sentence you to 2 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. These cases will run concurrently, which means together at the same time. You need to sign that, please. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows there was no agreement. You do have some rights to appeal. You can talk to Mr. Kimler about that, and he'll give you a copy of that as soon as y'all get it signed. Thank you for being here.
Well, I'm right here.
Okay. Okay.